Hey everybody, it's Lord Magicus, and we're going to play more Simic, Merfolk, and Historic. Alright, this is what we're running with this time. We made this change last time, and I think that it's going to serve us a little bit better, since we seem to keep running across graveyard decks, so we may as well have some stuff for it. I thought maybe that, it'd be a little bit less necessary, but no, actually it seems like it's more necessary than it was. So, can't know until you try. We are on the play. We've been doing really good with being on the play. I'm willing to keep this. We have 3 lords here. That's usually good. I'll just play the breeding pool tapped, I guess. And probably Sanctum and play Mistbinder, I imagine. And then follow it up with Reedry. You, Dragon Buddy, wake up. Is our opponent, like, loaded in here? What's going on? Our pet's just sleeping and won't wake up. I don't understand why everything is, like, timed out and everything here. Okay, now we're oh, there he goes. He's awake. Do they only wake up like when the game starts? That's interesting. There's Dragon's Rage Channeler. Fuck that card. Like this should have never been printed. I can't imagine who like this is one of those cards where like whoever decided that this was a reasonable one drop should not be allowed to design magic cards. It is so ridiculously powerful that it is actually replacing Delver of Secrets in Legacy, and that's just insane. I can't fathom why anybody would believe that that's okay. But here we are. At the very least, we're going to have this fight this thing before it gets out of hand. Sprite Dragon is going to get bigger, but that thing's going to find them gas every turn, and I think that matters more. I mean, this is also going to get bigger, but what are you going to do? Oh god, they have Storming Entity. Like, yeah, we're just... This is like an actual, factual, just modern deck. We're playing against like a blue-red prowess deck, and they have like literally every card from modern in this. And I have a very... I don't believe that this is a good match. Like, I think that we're just going to get destroyed because they have tons of removal spells, and they are just going to deal us a bajillion damage. Sure, have more. Why would you not have more? Oh yeah, just look at the value off of this. Phoenix in the graveyard too? My god. The problem with this is like Relic is only like okay against this because it's really good against half of their deck and it's really terrible against the other half. But look at this. This is like turn 3, right? Or no, this is turn 4. Okay. I guess that's fine. They have like a pretty overwhelming board presence here. I don't think we have any reasonable hope of defeating this now. So we're getting attacked for at least 10 damage next turn. And we can't actually block any of it, so we actually just die, because they'll just flashback Faithless Looting, and then we die. Damn it! That was insane. Alright, I guess we need Cerulean Drake here. Marrow Reedry is not the one that we want for this. Swipe is okay, but like this quickly is like gonna lose value here, but I guess we gotta try. Fuck. And take out Denial. And bring in 2 relics. Yes. Well, maybe I need to bring in 2 Kiras. The Borrower also seems necessary. None of this actually seems all that great. Alright, I'm going to bring in Kira over Relic. It seems like they're not as all in their graveyard plan as a lot of the other decks are, but if this is like a deck that we keep seeing a lot, then we're going to have to up the number of drakes in our sideboard for sure. We haven't seen elves like once in the last 20 games that we played. Or at least, I don't know if I played all of them on here, but like it's been a long time. So that's kind of insane. It's like the deck is just like factual dead, and it's not that bad. I don't know why it would have went away, but like we are just not seeing it anywhere in these pairings, which means that maybe having the fog in the sideboard is not as necessary, even though it's really good against that deck. If we're not playing against it ever, then I guess it doesn't matter, because then we should probably dedicate slots to stuff like this. Because this deck we've played, what, like 3 or 4 times since in the last 20 matches. So it probably deserves a little bit more attention. I don't know. It's a little bit rough. Unholy Heat, like, it's a very, very powerful card, but, like, to get to play Looting and Dragon's Rage Channeler together, it's just crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. Because theoretically, if I can go Shoreline Scout into, like, Savage Swipe, if they will play, like, a Channeler or something turn 1 and I can swipe it, that would be great. Well, then I can at least play Trickster and then swipe whatever creature they play. Probably a Sprite Dragon. Or if they play Sprite Dragon, I can just eat it. Well, they have to have, like, Unholy Heat here. Have to play the Sphaloon because it will pump up the Shoreline Scout, so I have to force them to use their removal. I can kill the Trickster here, but it's going to cost them 2 mana. Guess the good news is that if they have Storming Entity, we should be able to kill it. Oh, shit. Alright. It's not really the way that I wanted to do this. I would have much preferred to have Sphaloon kill it, but that wasn't really an option. I don't have a good plan if they have another one. They're probably just bringing back Arc like Phoenix here, and again, I don't have a good way to deal with it. Oh, fuck me. This is, look at how much text this has on it. It's like it has mana reduction for casting an instant or sorcery spell, flying, prowess, and it scries too when it enters the battlefield. Do you think that that was enough? Okay, well they definitely have removal here because otherwise there wouldn't be. As soon as they kill this thing, like I guess we could draw a company and still come back here, but What are you debating? You like unless what is it an opt maybe? If you have a removal spell, you should definitely be using it here. No, it's all right. It is a consider. All right, it's fine. But now we're on 0 cards and they're on 3 cards. So there is that. Expressive iteration. This is like for a long time I really I had said that I really wanted a 2 mana divination, but I think this is too strong. I think 2 mana divination where it was just if it was straight draw 2 cards, that would be better. But the fact that this is basically like scry 3, then draw 2 for 2 mana, that's too much. Divinate, like, yeah, expressive iteration is just that card is insanely powerful. But that's like the entire blue red deck. Like, this is just full of a bunch of cards that just have like a ridiculous amount of like text and abilities in them. You know what would be, you know what? Now I'm kind of curious. Ranking deck power based on the average number of words on the cards in them. I could see that being a thing. Like, because we know there's a definite correlation between the number of cards from like recent sets being the cards that like get played in constructed decks in every format. Look at this. They have like 6 cards in hand. This is ridiculous. This doesn't even matter. They literally have a full grip, and we're on a land in hand. Alright, we're not going to burn our time in this shit. This is ridiculous. Like, this is just way too powerful. It's just, I don't know. I've Dragon's Rage Channeler, I think if I had to pick one card in the deck that was like emblematic of like all the things wrong that have been printed this year, it would definitely be that card. Should have never been printed. Like you can't you can't print something like that and then tell me that like you're a sane individual and that you know how Magic should should be, designed. Oops. We're gonna put I guess we have to do this. And then we're gonna take out these 2. Alright. That's what's necessary. Because we keep going up against this deck, and I feel like we don't have a chance against it without that, so. Alright, let's go and play another match. This is getting way too difficult to rank up here. Part of it, I think, is also just because it's the matchmaking. When it intentionally goes out of its way to try to pair you against decks that it knows you have problems with, just to keep you at 50%, it makes grinding it actually really difficult. There are ways to cheat that, and I have not been doing them, but I know that there are ways to cheat it, and because of the way the algorithm works, if you want to climb the ladder really easily, you can actually lose a bunch on purpose, and because the ranking up is actually gated so that you can't drop below a level. If you were to say intentionally concede like 50 games in a row or lose 50 games in a row, and then try to play, the matchmaker would actually give you more favorable matches for until you got back to that 50%. But by that point, you will probably be very close to, if not already ranked up to the next tier. So it's a very, very sketchy decision on their part as to how to implement this stuff. But being somebody who does computer science for a living, like I know how this works. And there were a few individuals that actually went out and documented this in MTGO or MTGA, I mean. So the proof is in the pudding. We know that it works this way. I guess if they block here, I'm just gonna use Decisive Denial on it. That's what I thought. Actually, I probably should kill this thing now. Because that's gonna make it really hard otherwise. Like, the Alchemist is not great, but can... I think I'd rather kill the Soul Scar Mage because the prowess is just a huge problem. I think just because of the fact that I know how that it can be gamed, it means like ranking up in the ladder has never had any particular appeal to me because I know that it's meaningless. Anybody could do it, and it would be ridiculously easy to, purely on the basis that it's super easy to game it. So that's why I don't bother doing it very much. Posting pictures of Mythic, like, it's cool, but I don't know. I think it's less cool when you know how the system works and how it can be exploited. And it makes you start asking questions of like people who post like ridiculously terrible looking decks, and they're like, "Oh, look, I made Mythic with this." Like, did you though? Sometimes I mean sometimes you might like, but it, it you never know. Like, that's the thing. You're not there watching the whole time. I don't have a choice. I have to block this because otherwise I die to like one burn spell. Yeah, we're definitely losing game one here. All right. Yeah, like we can't defeat this. They just had like a million creatures. But you know what is gonna help us? These stupid drakes. The miscallers are useless against this deck. Um, don't actually know. Like, this is actually... Savage Swipe is really dangerous. Probably Kira. Let's just make it difficult for them to kill our creatures. In any case, yeah. So that's my reason why I don't bother with the ladder too much, but it's convenient enough for us to go and get games where people are trying. So, yeah, this is like the best possible hand we could have because they are just not going to be able to defeat this. We are going to play Drake and then Glasspool copy Drake, and they're going to concede. Sure. Glasspool Mimic definitely makes the Drakes a lot better here. Yeah, did you really believe that I was going to let you do that to me? I don't think they should have conceded because they still had the incinerator. Like, they could have it has trample, so they could have gotten there, but that was kind of a greedy block on my part because I have to burn a trickster in order to trade with that thing. I don't know. Like, holding a Drake back versus the Incinerator, it actually doesn't do very much. Um, yeah, I'm gonna keep this. It has the Drake in it, so it's gonna be good. Think I'm gonna actually turn the Regery into a land, because I want to get Svalin out. Go ahead and kill my Shoreline Scout, I don't care. That's interesting. Alright, well, let's do this now. No, let's not let them get any ideas. I guess we could be facing down Incinerator here. They've already done... What is it? I have to actually check what the text of this says. I think that if they have it, they can already play it. The total amount of non-combat damage. So, they've already dealt 5 damage to me, so it doesn't actually matter if this hits me in the face or not. Okay, well, that wasn't an Incinerator, so that's good. I have no reason to attack here. I guess I have to play the Regery. Yeah, they're burning all of their cards in this. Like, this Alchemist is gonna murder me. I actually have to counter this. Because if I don't counter this, then I actually die. So... Cool, you had it. You had everything. Cool. That game was just, like, terrible, because I had, like, a million spells. I don't know. The Drake definitely helped, but I think it'll be good going forward. It just... That one particular time, they just had, like, infinite removal spells, so what are you gonna do? I am kind of getting the like, I don't know if we need some counterspell effect in the main deck, and this one seems to be fine, but I'm not sure like how much I believe in it. The fight effect seems like it's less valuable because a lot of the things like either the decks don't have things for us to fight, or it's actually getting really difficult for us to fight the things we need to fight. Because our creatures are not surviving, and that is a problem. But I don't know. Maybe we just need to test it more and see, because we're definitely struggling a lot more this week, and I'm not really happy about that. But that just seems to be how it's going so far. So we have a chance to test some more. So we'll see how it goes. But in any case, that's all I've got for today. We'll see if these adjustments help us through the rest of the week, and we'll keep tweaking it until it works. So that's the plan. Anyway, that's all I got. Everybody, see you later. Oh, goodbye. I'll see you then. Make sure you give it a thumbs up.